Is your brand ready for AI? I'm not just talking about ChatGPT prompts, but the full spectrum of AI transforming retail media today. Join me for an essential 5-part series with AI strategy expert Lauren Schiavone. Over the next 3 weeks, we'll move from basic AI literacy to advanced concepts like Agentic AI and the future of consumer path to purchase. Whether you're a brand, retailer, or agency, this series will give you the roadmap you need to navigate retail's AI revolution. Good morning and welcome to the Retail Media Breakfast Club. I'm your host, Kiri Masters, and every weekday at 6 a.m. Eastern, I bring you candid and real discussions in the world of retail media and marketplaces in just 10 minutes. So bring your own cup of coffee and we'll get smarter about retail media together. Welcome back to our deep dive on AI series, and today I'm joined again by Lauren Schiavone, who is the founder of Wonder Consulting, an innovative AI-focused consultancy dedicated to empowering leaders to thrive in an AI-driven world. With nearly 2 decades of experience as a Procter & Gamble executive, Lauren combines deep expertise in consumer insights, brand strategy, sales leadership, and enterprise transformation with cutting-edge AI knowledge. Her mission is to demystify AI by translating complex concepts into actionable strategies and leveraging its power to accelerate business growth. Lauren, we've already talked about what brands, retailers, and advertising-focused companies should be thinking about as they get started with AI. What do those baby steps look like? Now I want to step it up to like a 202 level and talk about agentic AI. So how is agentic AI different to generative AI or an AI assistant?
Okay, so let's start by defining an AI assistant. So often when you hear the term AI assistant, people are referring to a tool like a ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Microsoft Copilot. With AI assistants, the AI assists you on a task, but then you decide what to do with it and you take action. The difference with an AI agent is they do something, then they decide and they take action. So I'll walk you through a couple different examples just to give you some flavor of this. So social media management, okay? An AI assistant, right, can help you generate a LinkedIn post. An AI agent, you would provide a goal to an AI agent like increase engagement on LinkedIn. And then it's going to figure out what content might be engaging. It's going to develop that content. It's going to post that content. It's going to respond to comments. It's going to review your data. And then it's going to adjust the content based on learnings, launch new content, so on and so forth. Media plan development. This is one I like to sort of explain because the possibilities blow my mind here. So with an AI assistant, you can say something like, help me develop a media plan, right? With an AI agent, you can say something like, and it's always goal-based, but optimize my media plan for ROI, okay? It's going to develop the plan. It's going to monitor the plan. It's going to reallocate budgets to different vehicles. It might even change the placement, the targeting, etc. It's going to shift spending between campaigns. Maybe it's even going to create new creative campaigns. It's going to analyze that data, so on and so forth. And then another good example, I think, is retail inventory management. So here, right, with an AI assistant, you can provide it some data and say, help me analyze my inventory report. With an AI agent, you could say something like maintain optimal stock levels and prevent lost sales. And then it's going to monitor inventory in real time, predict demand, automatically restock orders, adjust pricing dynamically, review data, adjust, so on and so forth. So sort of bring that back, right? If just to think about a full definition, I think this is a good one. Agentic AI generally refers to AI systems that possess the capacity to make autonomous decisions and take actions to achieve specific goals with limited or no direct human interventions. So they can act autonomously, they operate independently, they're going to be goal-oriented, so they're going to be designed to reach a specific objective, And they're going to have learning capabilities. So they're often going to have reinforcement techniques to make sure that they improve what they're doing over time. Okay, I'm going to pause there and then because then I want to sort of just say a little bit more about that, but I know that was a lot.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And this is a really helpful distinction because, yes, I think that there is still a little confusion out there, and like people are still catching up to the generative AI capabilities and still figuring out what that is. And then bam, we've thrown something else at them with it, which is agentic, and it's just being thrown around everywhere. So very helpful distinction. Please continue.
And I think at the moment, it's not overhyped in like what it will be able to do someday. I think it's overhyped in like what it actually can do today or what the tools actually are today. And we'll talk about that when we talk about like the BS meter. So yeah, because like, for example, and this is where like the nomenclature like does matter, but like sometimes, so you can build, for example, a custom GBT in ChatGPT, right? So that's pretty straightforward to do, but if you have like a specific task like generating a proposal, you can go and you can have custom GBT to generate your proposals. It's got instructions. You can just quickly say, you know, generate me a proposal. And some people would say, oh, that's an agent. Well, it's not because you still decide to, you know, send that proposal to a client, right? And close that deal with a client. And then I also just want to spend a moment on something, and I feel the same way about sort of AI in general. So I want to be clear, using AI agents is not a strategy. The same way, like using AI at your company is not a strategy. You have a business strategy, right? And that should be based on what you think strategically is the right things to do to deliver and grow your business. And AI, whether that's generative AI, AI agents, or someday AGI, or even ASI, artificial superintelligence, those are going to become enablers and accelerator of your strategy. So I just sort of have to spend a moment there because I get a little frustrated when, you know, it's like, what's the AI agent strategy? No. Like, what is your business strategy and how can AI or AI agents or any component of AI, you know, help accelerate that?
Well, that's really interesting. And it kind of reminds me of like AI is a resource, right? And we think about human resources or whatever we're calling it now. It's kind of like saying, well, what's your HR strategy? Well, that human resources, you don't really talk about that. I mean, you could talk about a hiring strategy, a culture strategy, a retention strategy, but you don't, you know, the AI agents are really a resource that you're using to accomplish other goals. So I'm glad that you mentioned that because I think, yeah, there's a lot of like, what's our AI strategy might be a question that's being thrown around. And you're right, it's the wrong question.
Yeah, especially because in the future, there could be hundreds of thousands of agents like running your business. So I don't actually think we will talk about agents, and I don't know that we'll talk a ton about AI because it will just be the way that sort of powers our business, right? And what will matter is how agents or AI enable better business outcomes. So I think we will just, in the future, right, when this all sort of just becomes normal, we'll talk about the business goals, right? And we'll identify how AI or AI agents can help us do that, right? So for brands, right, like how can agents help deliver better ROI or media efficiencies for retailers? How can agents improve in-stock or eliminate lost sales? Or how can they improve profitability, operational efficiency, right? Like the things at the core that matter to the brand and to the retailer, ultimately you'll find ways to help AI, whether that's generative AI or AI assistants or AI agents, to help you deliver those objectives.
Well, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Retail Media Breakfast Club. We meet here every day at 6 a.m. Eastern. So be sure to subscribe and get your daily dose of insights, trends, and hot takes in the world of retail media and marketplaces.